Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Today's shocking news. Chas rushed to hospital after sudden collapse in Emmerdale. The village of Emmerdale has been rocked by devastating news today as longtime resident Chas Dingle was rushed to hospital following a sudden and terrifying collapse at the Woolpack. It had started like any other morning in the village. Chas, ever the hard-working landlady, was behind the bar sorting through the deliveries while chatting away to Belle and Marlon. Laughter echoed through the pub as customers trickled in, unaware of the tragedy about to unfold. But just as Chas turned to pick up a crate of glasses, she stumbled, clutching her chest. The glass in her hand slipped and shattered on the floor, drawing everyone's attention. Within seconds, she had collapsed behind the bar. "Chas!" Belle screamed, dropping her notepad and rushing to her aunt's side. Marlon leaped over the bar, kneeling next to Chas, who lay pale, unconscious, and barely breathing. Kane, who had just walked in, stood frozen for a second before running over. "Call an ambulance! Now!" he shouted, panic etched across his usually stoic face. The Woolpack, normally filled with warmth and laughter, turned silent. Everyone stood in shock as the emergency services were called. Paddy, who arrived moments later after hearing the commotion from the vet's surgery, dropped to his knees beside her. No, Chas, stay with me," he whispered, his voice trembling. Despite everything they had been through, the heartbreak, the betrayal, the distance, in that moment, none of it mattered. The ambulance arrived quickly, with paramedics doing everything they could to stabilize her before rushing her to Houghton General Hospital. The villagers watched helplessly as the blue lights disappeared down the road, carrying someone they all deeply cared about. Doctors worked frantically to determine the cause of Chas's collapse. Early signs pointed to a cardiac episode, possibly stress-related, something no one had seen coming. Meanwhile, her family gathered in the waiting room, struggling to make sense of what had happened. Aaron had been called and arrived visibly shaken. "What happened to her?" he asked, his voice cracking. "She just collapsed," Belle whispered. "1 minute she was fine, and then she wasn't." Kane sat in silence, fists clenched, his usual tough demeanor crumbling. "Why didn't she say anything?" he muttered. "If she wasn't feeling right." The doctor eventually came out, delivering the news. "She's stable for now. We're running more tests, but we believe this may have been brought on by extreme stress and exhaustion." Everyone breathed a partial sigh of relief. She was alive. But the warning was clear. Chas had been pushing herself too hard for too long. Later that evening, as visiting hours began, Aaron and Paddy took turns by Chas's bedside. She stirred slightly, her eyes fluttering open. "Aaron," she whispered hoarsely. "Yeah, Mum, I'm here," he said, squeezing her hand. "You scared the hell out of us," Paddy said, standing on the other side, tears welling up in his eyes. "I didn't mean to," she murmured, a weak smile forming. "Just thought I could keep going." "And nearly pushed yourself to death," Kane added, entering quietly. "You don't always have to carry the world on your shoulders, Chas." For once, Chas didn't argue. She simply closed her eyes, letting the tears fall. The moment was raw, emotional, a reminder to everyone just how fragile life truly is. News of Chas's condition spread quickly. The villagers, though often embroiled in drama and disagreements, came together in concern. Flowers arrived at the pub. Lydia and Sam offered to take over some duties. Even Charity, despite their recent falling out, showed up to see if she could help. Chas's future remains uncertain. Doctors have advised complete rest and lifestyle changes. Whether she'll return to managing the Woolpack full-time remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, the entire village is standing by her side. In the often turbulent world of Emmerdale, today's shocking news has brought an emotional reminder that even the strongest among us need care, support, and rest.